Hey, get up. It's time to reset for 2023. I think it's really important to reflect on the past year. So it's been 3 weeks of 2023, a new start to a fresh brand new year. So if you've already reset, then how's it going? There are a couple things that I wanted to set up. So first of all, being a vision board. Well, personally, I've always struggled with the concept of becoming someone new overnight. So if that's you and you've been putting off resetting, or you tried a couple days ago and it's just really not working, then I'm going to show you my process and what I've done and what I do to actually reset myself for the new year. I scrolled through my camera roll and it was insane how similar of a life I feel like I had achieved. So if that's what you're looking to achieve, then keep watching, because from vision boards to setting goals, I've got you covered, so enjoy! Hello everybody, as you can tell, this is not my bedroom and this is not where I usually film. My name is Gabby, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to the first time if you've never been here before. Basically, I am on a holiday.
Days I'm staying in the same bed. I need a kickstart just to change this. I don't wanna waste a minute on the basics, but it's keeping me feeling so.
And I am in Malaysia and this is not my bedroom, and also it's really hot here, so the fan is on, and hence the mini microphone, because otherwise the audio sounds like this, which isn't great. So anyway, today we are talking 2023 reset. We're talking the year of 2022 has officially ended and now we're here in 2023, and this video is coming out and it's been 2 weeks of the new year. And you might be wondering, okay, I reset like 2 weeks ago, what's this about? How's it going? Is it working? Ah, that's a spider. Is it working for you? Is it working well? If not, maybe there's some things that you need to try in this video. And also, if you haven't started, if you haven't done it yet, guess what? It's never too late to start. Progress doesn't happen overnight, and 2 weeks in, come on. 2 weeks is hardly a fraction of the year. It's 252ths of the entire year. I don't even know if this year's a leap year. I don't think so. Not like that changes anything, but so it's not too late to start. So here we are, talking about it. I'm helping you reset. Okay, dokie, so first thing to do before you change yourself and make progress and headway into the new year, I think it's really important to reflect on the past year and what went well, what didn't go so well, and what you learned from it as a whole. And I think some ways to think of it, if you want like really clear-cut sections, is energy givers and energy takers. And when I say energy givers, energy takers, it's like what made you feel good and regenerated and happy, and what made you feel so drained to the core that you literally never want to do it again. And then for the next year ahead, what do you want to keep being an energy giver, and what do you want to say no to and get out and stop having that take away your energy? Just something to think about. So I looked at my old vision board for 2022 and I scrolled through my camera roll, and it was insane how much I felt like I had achieved and how similar of a life I feel like I had achieved. And I felt like the goals that I had set for myself in the past year, so that being having more adventures, or being consistent with school, or hitting 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, all of those things came true. And I felt like my vision board really helped me to summarize what I wanted to achieve out of that year, and it was just so powerful because I left it as my wallpapers for my laptop and also my iPad, and it was just such a good reminder every day and every time I looked at it what I was aiming for. And I also had my goals on a sticky note on my laptop, and you could like collapse it and open it and stuff, and sometimes I would just look at it, and it was really nice and quite helpful. So I think those are things that I think worked quite well, and I feel like yes, I did achieve what I wanted to for 2022. I feel like I achieved the vision that I was aiming for, and I'm very grateful for that. And so those were the reflections that I had on 2022. In terms of productivity, what worked for me last year really well was Notion. I don't know whose brainchild that was, but dang, it's amazing. It's really good, and I just liked having that calendar function to set things up, and then you can have sub pages and write all about the event. It's just so helpful, and I found it just amazing. So this year I'm going to do a little Notion setup and a Notion tour, so that's going to be part 2 of this 2023 reset series. So definitely stick around for that. Subscribe if you would like to see it. It'll probably be out in the next week or 2, depending on how on track I am with everything, but yeah, that's the goal. See, setting goals. Another thing that worked really well was writing to-do lists. Write them. Write a lot of them. You might be like, damn girl, I don't want to write so many to-do lists. But I'm telling you, when you need to get things done, when you need to be productive, writing to-do lists is amazing. So writing to-do lists is my other reflection. And the last thing that I did that helped me to really achieve what I wanted to last year was that I tried very hard to make time for things that I enjoyed so that I still had a life at the end of it all. Because last year I did my final year of high school and it was hard. Yeah, it was super challenging. So making time for those things, difficult. But you only get one life, so make it count, guys. Make the time for the things you like to do, e.g. being active. Run, if that's what you like to do. I would wake up on Saturday mornings and I would be like, okay, time to run, and I would go for a little morning run. Saturdays I do groceries, so I had to wake up before we went for groceries, otherwise there was no running. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. You are stronger than you think. Okay, so now stepping into the new year, there are a couple things that I wanted to set up. So first of all, being a vision board. So I went on Pinterest and I scrolled. I really went through. I had an idea after setting my goals, looking for pictures that I felt would represent the things and the goals that I wanted to achieve this year, the type of life I wanted to achieve, the lifestyle, and just the memories that I wanted to make, the things that I wanted to hold close to me and keep them important, keep them relevant to me. So I took all those pictures, I compiled them on Canva, and I really just went and laid them on top of each other. Some different people have different ways of doing it. For me, I just smacked them all together and I was like, you know what? That looks good. And then I set it as my wallpaper, and that was that. Vision boards are great. Honestly, it was nice to be able to just pick pictures and just have direction into what I want my 2023 to look like. And there are some things that you might put on your vision board that you feel like are huge and in your wildest dreams, like they're crazy goals and things that you want your life to look like. That's okay. Just put it on there. Like, you really got nothing to lose. What are the repercussions? Zero. So just put it on there and let it guide your train of thought and your actions for the coming year. I also wrote down new goals for the new year, and I created 4 sections of my life that I thought I wanted to have, very specific goals in. And so from last year's, I did edit it a little bit. I just changed it to following sections. So I went for life, YouTube, school, and this time instead of self-improvement, I wrote fitness. Very clear, direct, and because it's just become a bigger part of my life, I feel like it's just something I want to continue to do and pursue and do more seriously. So I wrote up a bunch of goals that I thought I would like to achieve this year under those 4 categories, and these are just things that I feel will push me to be better. And so if you have done this as well, you've written goals for yourself and now you're thinking, okay, sick, what now? Okay, I get that. What are you going to do with these goals? How do you make them achievable? Well, that's where SMART goals comes in. So in my last year's reset video, I talked all about SMART goals. So if you want to go watch that video, I highly recommend you watch it because it'll give you a good overview and just a good insight to goal setting and habit setting and productivity. So for this year, I decided to go for short-term goals and long-term goals. So the long-term goals were written on that big Canva sheet. I also did a little 2023 goals wrapped to keep me motivated and just have, like, every time I looked at it, I was like, okay, I know what I want to achieve. So I picked one picture that I felt like encapsulated those goals and I put it there as the album cover. Now every time I look at it, I'm gonna be like, okay, the goals. Now, those are your long-term goals set. What are you going to do in between? You're going to set short-term goals. Yes, short-term goals are great. Once a month, once a week, whatever you feel like you have the capacity and energy to achieve, that's what you're going to do your time frame for. So some people might not have as much time. They can't be writing the goals every single week. That's fine. Write a monthly goal. So for example, I want to be running at this distance at this week. 5 kilometers this month. Next month, 6 kilometers. Push yourself and write those goals, but also make them nice and realistic. So this is where SMART goals comes in, so go watch that video. And then you also want to make sure you're setting habits for yourself. Habits that fall underneath those goals. Like, this is kind of reminiscent on my other video, but basically long-term goals, short-term goals, habits. They're subcategories that fall under each other, and habits make those goals come true. The habits like, I want to wake up before 8 every morning so I have a productive start to the day. I want to drink 2 liters of water every single day so that my body feels good, I feel energized, I feel like I can achieve my fitness goals. X, Y, Z. So the next thing I did to set up for this year was I did a digital clean out. So sometimes you might feel like, oh, your laptop's really messy, your phone's really messy, all your devices are just, they've got so much stuff on them. Same. So what I did was I went through my desktop and I got rid of anything that I didn't think I'd need and anything that I wanted to use, for example, from my school, any resources that I wanted to give to people who are younger than me, who are still in high school, or if I wanted to be a tutor. I don't know, I'm undecided on that. But yeah, if I wanted any of that stuff to look back on, I took all that and I uploaded it to a Google Drive so that it would be off my laptop. I would have that storage bag, but also I would still have those resources if I needed it. Google Drive gives you 15 gigabytes of free storage for every single email you register, so like, get on it. If you can't afford to like get another external SSD, or if you can't afford to pay for iCloud, whatever it is, just there you go, Google Drive, it's free. Yeah, so I cleaned up my desktop, I cleaned up my Notion, deleted a bunch of excess pages that I just didn't need, didn't use, didn't want, and then I start to set up for the new year. So if you don't know how to set up Notion, that's alright. I don't really either. I just YOLO'd it, and I will have a video of that coming out really soon. Okay, so I've talked about creating a new vision board, setting up goals for the new year, but how do you actually achieve all these? Well, here's a couple things you can do. Number one is you can watch, look, and surround yourself with people who inspire you. Read things that inspire you. You can also watch YouTube channels that make you feel inspired, that make you want to grow, that make you want to be the better version of yourself. It's highly specific to your goals and what you want to achieve. So if you're looking for fitness, there's some out there like Jeff Nippard, there's some YouTube channels out there that you're going to naturally gravitate to, so it really depends on what your goals are. Sometimes it can be really encouraging to be around people who are striving for the same goals as you and are pushing for those things, and you'll just be able to push each other up, like, together. Sit in quiet reflection. Sometimes you just need to sit there and be like, okay, what is this goal and why am I doing it? Sometimes you're just like, okay, so I wrote this down, but I don't know how I'm going to get there. For example, if you spend 5 minutes every day thinking about trying to achieve the other goals that you have set for yourself, you can sit there and you can either plan what you're going to do next. So for example, if your goal is to run a marathon by the end of the year, what you might want to do is you might want to spend your 5 minutes every day thinking about what you're going to do in the coming week to get there. So you might say, okay, so I'm going to eat really well this week and I'm going to treat myself well. I'm going to make sure I get enough rest days so that I have the energy I need to run. The next week, you might say, okay, so this week I'm going to make sure that I run X kilometers or X miles because that is the timeline I need to follow. So by spending 5 minutes every day, you are giving yourself the chance to get there and the chance to actually achieve that goal that you have written down for yourself. And that 5 minutes can look very different every single week, and that's fine. That's very normal. And sometimes you might just sit there and be like, okay, I need some time to just think about how far I've come, and I am just grateful for where I am, and that can actually refresh your soul. I know it sounds weird, but it can make you feel better. That might give you that push you need to keep going for the next week and the week to come. My very last tip is to set yourself up for success and not failure. So what I mean by that is, if now you want to be drinking 2 liters of water every day, try and keep your bottle as full as possible. Try and make sure that you are constantly able to access water, and therefore you have zero reason to not be drinking that water. Another one is if you want to start flossing. If you brush your teeth every single night, which I sincerely hope that you do, what you can do is you can set up floss next to your toothbrush so that after you brush your teeth, you look at the floss and you're like, you know, it'd be really good right now if I flossed. And that might be the thing that just gets you flossing, and then after a while it becomes a habit. Well, according to Google, it takes 66 days to form a habit. You got this though. 66 days is hardly anything of your year, so just do it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you found this helpful, and I hope that you enjoyed and that this has given you some practical steps, practical tips on how to achieve your goals, set goals, and how to envision your next year and how actually it can be successful. Anyway, but I'm back. I'm coming back big and strong this year, guys. I'm so sorry I was absent last year, but you know, high school is done. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!
Because I like everything about you. I like everything about you. Yes, I do.